Welcome to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. I am chatting about Monday Night Raw. What the heck's the date? December 3rd, Monday Night Raw. Spoiler? I always say, if you haven't seen it, this is all spoiler. Spoiler. Just watch it. Or watch this first to know what your opinion should be, which I would understand. Hey, make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know why you think I'm right. Or if you think I'm wrong, let me know so I can let you know why you're wrong. Let's get into Now, this is one of the best first segments I've seen that's not a match in a long time. Seth comes out, challenges CM Punk. The show starts with CM Punk talking about war games and all this kind of stuff. And Seth just comes out and says, it's time for me to knock CM Punk out. He's been dying to fight him since he got injured when CM Punk first came back, when CM Punk got injured. And he challenges Punk. Great promo by both of these guys. Seth says he's been thinking about Punk for the past 6 months, and Punk says, that's funny because I haven't thought of you at all. Man, that pissed Seth off. They fight. Jay and Sammy come down, split it up, and then Seth chirps Jay because he does not like the bloodline, right? He chirps him, and Sammy's like, I understand you're mad, blah, 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 but don't talk to Jay Uso like that. And Seth says, sorry, blah, 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 I understand he's family, but what's your excuse? Seth is basically saying all the things I'm saying about Roman. He hasn't changed. All these guys want to help get him back into power. CM Punk hasn't changed. Also true. Maybe the best segment of the year. I loved it. With, Sami Zayn and Seth getting right in each other's face at the end of it. And it looks like they're going to have a match at the end of Raw, main event.
I forgot to mention during Seth and Sami Zayn's little argument, Sami Zayn's little poke saying, you created Roman Reigns 10 years ago when you put that chair against his back. I could hear it. It felt like Jerry Springer. Ooh. But also a pretty damn good point.
I said this during my last episode that covered War Games. You had to know Seth wasn't going to be happy with everybody helping out Roman. He's like he said before, I'd help you, Sammy, any day. I'd help Jay, but I'm not going to help Roman Reigns, that tyrant. And we're going to see some ripple effects from this for quite a while. This is going to run right into WrestleMania. All right, let's see what happens next. Man, I love this new Finn Balor. He's really taking the reins. He's the leader of Judgment Day. Like he says, do what Finn says, Judgment Day wins, or whatever he says. Either way, he's just being a jerk to Dom, which I don't get. Dom is probably the best talent in wrestling, but Finn is a little bit better. That being said, Finn says he's going to go talk to Gunter because he wants to get his title match. And, Liz says, hey, Dom, go keep an eye on him. So they both take off. End of segment. Well, we got Damage Control versus Liz and Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez, and Raquel Rodriguez gets the pin, wins the match. Pretty fast match. Nothing really to speak of here except for Ripley coming down, trying to take out Raquel, trying to take out Liv, and getting tripped face first into the corner of the desk. Holy crap. I don't know. She might want to get that mask back on. I think Rhea is going to be really hurting. She's going to have some black and blue on that face, and it's going to be very interesting to see when she's even coming back. Hopefully she's not injured. Maybe Rhea's finally going to figure out she just needs to dominate, because I believe she can. That being said, man, Liv really outsmarted her in this one, and Liv, she's a thinker. I'm not going to lie. And Liv and Raquel win. Katana Chase versus Shayna Baszler versus Dakota Kai, Intercontinental Championship tournament match. Dakota Kai wins. Really impressive showing. Just put Shayna Baszler down another notch. Really, I don't. She really needs to reorganize her thoughts because she's double the size of those women. She's got such good MMA training. She is a powerhouse, but she's not a thinker. And you got Dakota Kai in there. You got Katana Chase. We had some great matches, but Shayna Baszler was on the wrong side of most of those moves. I mean, she got a couple little knocks in here and there. But that being said, Dakota Kai making it to the tournament. And, man, Dakota Kai is one hell of a talent. She could win this whole thing. I'm very excited. I was happy she made it through. And, hey, congratulations, Dakota. All right, well, we got the New Day 10-year celebration. Kofi, Xavier come down. No pyro for some reason. Seems kind of disrespectful. They had some decorations and some costumes they used to wear. So they come down to really not much. I mean, WWE could have maybe sprung for some pyro for these guys. I mean, they've been around a long time. I don't really get it. I can understand how Xavier feels disrespected recently. That being said, they get to the ring and Kofi and him are just kind of somberly chatting because obviously they've been arguing. I don't know what was about to happen, but the guy everybody wants to see, Big E, comes down to the ring. And, man, the place went crazy for Big E. Big E's obviously, his career is pretty much ended because of a broken neck. And he comes down, he says, I'm sickened to see you guys arguing and all this kind of stuff. He says, I want to be your manager. And Xavier says, you want to come back now? You've seen us fighting for the last how long? And now's the time you come back? And Kofi says, yeah, you ditched us. You know, he tries to mention I have a broken neck, blah, blah, blah. He's like, everybody has broken necks. Stone Cold had a broken neck. Kurt Angle. They came back and they just berate Big E. Berate him for dumping them, blaming Big E for not being there to help them through some of their toughest times, especially with all the arguing and the back and forth and the possible breakup and the losses. They had no one to help them. Those two always stood by each other, even with the arguing. And it seems like Kofi and Xavier are on the same page now. You know, I was for sure didn't think Kofi could wrap his head around actually being competitive again. He looked like he was in the sunset of his career. We're seeing a brand new Kofi Kingston, folks. We're seeing the eye of the tiger Kofi Kingston. We're gonna see some dominance by the New Day. It's all about and at the end of it, after they get it out of our ring, Big E. I agree. He could have at least been at ringside. He could have been there. And he wasn't there. He left them. Big E made it all about Big E. No more New Day help. And New Day was supposed to be like a group before one. And that's not how Big E acted. So at the end, after they kicked him out, Xavier gets into Kofi's face and says, it's just us. It's just us from now on. And Kofi Kingston is right into it. I'm excited to see what happens next with these guys. Very excited. This was not something... after seeing Kofi get mad last week, you could see a little bit of the fire in his eyes. This week, it looks like a boiler room, my friends. Kofi is ready to get competitive with Xavier. So Finn, just like I kind of mentioned earlier, goes and talks to Gunter, says, I deserve a title match. And, Gunter, he says, I don't understand why you think you took away... You took away my singles victory. Why would I give you a titles match? And he looks at Dom, and Dom's, just got his back. He's just got Finn's back. He says, you know what? I'm going to give Dom a match. So now Dom and Gunter, there's a match. Not for the title, but Dom has a match against the champion. And Dom's looking great. Dom is looking amazing. Gave him a real good run for his money. I mean, Gunter won, But I think this was all just to set up Finn to attack Gunter. I think this was their plan altogether. Finn comes down, kicks the crap out of Gunter, gives him 3 coup de grace in a row, 2 de grace, roux de grace, and he looks at Dom and says, watch and learn, and just kicks the crap out of Gunter. So we have a Gunter and we have a Finn Balor match at Saturday night's main event, December 15th, for the championship. Finn's getting what he wants. An angry Gunter. I wouldn't want that. Either way, it's going to be a good match. Well, we got R-Truth versus Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne's getting a little angry. Truth keeps calling him Butch. So, little match here. Very short match. Pete Dunne gets upset that the audience is yelling Butch. Gets distracted. R-Truth rolls up. Dunne gets the victory. Probably a 2-minute match. I love Pete Dunne, but dude, you got to get your head off this Butch crap. Who cares? The more it bothers you, the more they're gonna do it. Okay, listen to your mother, ignore them, and they'll go away. That being said, R-Truth got the victory, and that's all that matters. Rolls him up, and the match, boom, 2 minutes. Made Dunne look like a dummy. Do you like that better than Butch? Dummy? Somebody sneak attacked Jey Uso. Knocked him in the head good. Everybody ran to see what was going on. The culprit had disappeared. Sammy shows up and he just assumes it was Seth because of their altercation at the beginning of Raw. So their match is coming up next, and let's talk about it. These guys are 2 of the best. Seth Rollins is probably the wrestler of the decade, to be completely honest. The guy is incredible. But I love to see Seth telling the truth. He is, he's going back to the Shield Seth, but dressed better. Man, his outfits tonight were on point, by the way. You should check it out. That being said, Sammy versus Seth just starts out great match, as normal, and then Sammy runs and grabs a chair, and he's going to beat the crap out of Seth with the chair. He's yelling at him, you attacked Jay, and Seth's like, I didn't attack him. He's trying to let him know that he didn't attack him. Why would he do that? All this stuff, and Sammy believes him, throws the chair out of the ring, and, he also gets small packaged by Seth. A lot of small packages this episode. Seth wins the match, and they have a conversation in the middle of the ring. And Seth says, listen, Sammy, I love you. I love your heart, but you got to start using your brain a little more. And I agree. He's Roman Reigns put him through hell, put Jay through hell. Why are these guys helping Roman? I think is what he means, because he's right back into the bloodline mode. Those are some good times for him. Maybe he doesn't remember the bad times because of how good the good times were. Seth even pointed out earlier that, he never apologized for anything he's done, even an inkling of remorse. So I can understand why he says, hey, I love your heart, but you're acting dumb.
Something I almost forgot to mention, Drew McIntyre, who hasn't been seen since his matches with CM Punk, as soon as Seth leaves the ring, Drew McIntyre kicks the face off of Sami Zayn. I don't know if he's trying to start a feud with Sami. I don't know if he's trying to start a feud with the Bloodline. But I'll tell you right now, Drew McIntyre is back. And, maybe he's just trying to hurt CM Punk's friends. I don't know. But he is back, and he is kicking faces. I love it. I love to see Drew back. Meanest guy, best wrestler, and he is going to rain chaos on Monday Night Raw. So happy to see Drew back, kicking the smile, kicking the face right off of Sami Zayn. Beautiful thing. Sammy, you're worried about the wrong people, bud. Screw this group stuff. I know you're trying to reclaim your bloodline glory, but you might want to keep an eye on the blind spot once in a while, because that blind spot can have a really big boot going directly into your face, my friend.
Well, thanks for watching. Nick here, Kayfabe Wrestling. Talk the way wrestling should be talked about. What are we gonna get from this episode? We're gonna get a whole new Seth Rollins, the New Day, completely motivated, and we're gonna see Finn Balor versus Gunter very soon, and we're gonna see a very motivated Gunter against a very motivated Finn Balor. Finn Balor's got a lot of backup, so is it possible he wins the championship at Saturday night's main event? We'll see.